So this is what is called support and resistance. So you have the market when the market breaks a level, right? So as you can see, we had the first touch, second touch, and the third touch, which is what was actually going on here. The market was failing to break above that particular level. As a result, every time when the market reached that level, it went to the downside. So that is what is called resistance, because the market was that level was resisting or was stopping, was deterring the market from going to the upside and actually break that particular level, right? So this is what is called resistance. Hi guys, I'm back again with another video. So this will just be a continuation from the previous videos. So if you did not watch that video and the previous one, please do check them out. And I would also appreciate if you'd like, subscribe, and share my videos so that all right. So today I'll be actually walking you through support and resistance. So which is one of the technical tools that we use when we are approaching or analyzing the market, right? Which is one of the common tools that is mostly used, which is support and resistance. So what is it that is support and resistance? So support and resistance is price levels or zones where the price clings and fails to either break or fail to break, below or fail to break above. The price often changes direction when it reaches these price levels, also depending on how strong and weak they are. Okay, so when it comes to support and resistance, right, it's zones in the market. Right after this, I will actually show you in the actual chart what is support and resistance, because it's not worth it to just read and explain, but to also show you a visual presentation of what's going on. So support and resistance, I learned about it from the book Trading in from Naked Forex. Naked Forex. That book taught me a lot about zones, support and resistance, and everything like that. So that's where I learned it from, and then I applied all of that into my charts when I was practicing and putting in the work. So when it comes to, so I said that the price clings and all that fails to break below. So when you have a support level, if the market is failing to break below that particular level, then you must know that that level or zone is what is called support. And then if you are at the top and then the market is failing to break above that resistance, that level, then it is now called what? A resistance, because that level resists or stops the market from breaking above and continuing going to the upside. So that is what support and resistance mean. So support is usually referred to as floor as the price fails to break below. As a result, we often buy at support. Buy low also help us identify pullbacks. So when it comes to support, I think you heard it before that we buy at support, we sell at resistance. And all of that is based off the fact that when we are at the support, the price usually fails to break below, and then that is when we start looking for buying opportunities. And then when it comes to resistance is referred to as the roof or ceiling it holds and deter the price from going higher and breaking above. As a result, we often sell at it and sell high. So that is the ultimate definition, like I showed you on the ranging market structure, that we buy at support and then we sell at resistance. So that is what is support and resistance. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to just give you a sneak peek of using trend lines and everything like that, and then I'm gonna jump now into the charts. So when it comes to trend lines, right, we use like trend lines to identify a trend. As it says, like a trend line. So we use the trend lines to identify the trends, to connect to the tops, the lows, and the bottoms. You know what I mean? So that is what it actually means. And then we combine all of that sometimes to make trading decisions, support and resistance. But for now, this video is solemnly based on support and resistance, which is just what we're going to delve into. So let's go now into the actual chart and actually show you what is actually going on in there. Right, so this is the actual chart in it now, guys, and then I'm just going to break down this chart and actually show you how it all goes about. Okay, right. So I usually start analyzing the market from the higher time frame, right? So that is where I determine my low and my high over there. But we'll obviously, it will take some time for us to get to that highest point in the market. But for now, we're just focusing on this. And then you would realize that we also have this sort of trend line, but we're not going to use it for now. We don't need it. So it's just better to focus on the current market price. So as you can see, the market was trending bearish. We have a bearish trend line. So this is how you use trend lines to actually determine your trends, whether we're trending to the upside, whether we are ranging, or we are trending to the upside, downside, or ranging, right? So now I'm just going to drop it down to the 4-hour time frame so that you can clearly see what is going on. But the whole point is to show you what is support and resistance and how you can use it to make trading decisions. So we have already identified our playground, right? Which is we are in a bearish market, and then in a bearish market at the resistance we are looking forward for sells, and then when we're at support we're looking forward for buying opportunities, right? So this is what I'm just going to show you. So it's best to zoom out in order to determine the levels or your support or resistance. So what I like doing is I like to identify my key levels. It's also called key levels from the 4-hour time frame, because that is where you get the most accurate or the strongest levels of resistance in the market. So as you can see, the market was trending to the downside, right? It was trending to the downside because, as you can see, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So we have these levels now in the market, these levels, and then I'm just going to highlight them, and then I'm going to explain what is going on, right? Beautiful. So this is what is called support and resistance. So you have the market when the market breaks a level, right? So as you can see, we had the first touch, second touch, and the third touch, which is what was actually going on here. The market was failing to break above that particular level. As a result, every time when the market reached that level, it went to the downside. So that is what is called resistance, because the market was that level was resisting or was stopping, was deterring the market from going to the upside and actually break that particular level, right? So this is what is called resistance. And then now this is still a strong level of resistance of this level over here, because as you can see, we finally broke it and then we turned it into resistance now, because the market rejected for the second time, for the third time, and the fourth time. So this is what it means to have support and resistance, which is you have this kind of levels that you see in the market where the market just fails to break above, right? And then you combine all of those things to make a trading position, right? And then the market was just doing the same thing. It was resisting, and then now this is what is called support. This is not yet the strongest support level, but as you can see, when the market reached this level or this price point 0.93, 0.30, it failed to break below. As a result, it went to the upside. So this is what it means when we say you buy at support and then you sell at a resistance, because it was now support because the market was failing to break below right? And then when it come here, it changed the direction and went to the upside short term, obviously. But what is important is the fact that the market failed to break below that particular level, and then it actually went to the upside back to that resistance to actually confirm or give us more selling opportunities now to the downside. So this is what it means to have supported resistance. And then it was just the same thing over and over again. Then we finally broke the support level here, and then we turned it now into what? Into resistance, because the market was now failing to break above that level. And then it was support here because the market was failing to break below, until such time it finally broken it, and then it went back to that resistance. And then that going back is what is called a retest, because what the market does, it breaks a strong level, and then when it goes back to it, that is what is called now a retest, because the market is that what it means is testing that level for the last time before it actually it's testing it as to how strong are you, how weak are you. As a result, seeing that that level is strong, then the market failed to break above and going to the upside, and then it ended up respecting what was happening previously. Remember that we said technical analysis is the study of the historical price action, because the market repeats itself, because everything that you see here is a repetition of what happened previously. So this is what is called resistance and support, or this is what is called support turned into resistance, because also a resistance can also be turned into support. How? If you have, for example, a support level, right? So I'm saying the resistance can, if you have a resistance can be turned into support, right? So if you have resistance and then the market breaks it and then give us a retest and going to the upside, then it is now a resistance. It was now a resistance, being turned into support. Okay. Then now I'm just gonna go to another pair, which is where's my paper? GBP USD. GBP USD. GBP USD. Okay, guys, so I'm currently now on GBP USD, and I will be actually showing you what is support. What is support? Because we outlined what is resistance. So as you can literally see that when we have this market, we have this low, right? And then if we just we have now that high, and then we have this bearish type of nature structure. We have this bearish type of nature structure. The market is still trending to the downside. And then you can see we have a level of resistance over there, and then we also have a minor support level over here. Okay, so we're just gonna drop it now to the 4-hour time frame where everything is going to be clear. Okay, so now look at how beautiful this resistance is, because the market now, it was support at this point, and then when it finally broke it, it went back to it and turned now support into resistance. Because look at what is happening here. The market will reject it from here. Rejecting means that it failed to break below and continue going to the downside. And then it actually went to the upside. And then that is where the buyers came in and pushed the price to the upside. And then when we finally broke it, we turned now the support level into resistance, because if you can look at it clearly, the market rejected one, second time, third time, fourth time, and the fifth time. So these are the type of levels that are being respected by the market. They are strong. You would realize that even if the market someday in future reaches that level, if it will end up breaking it, it won't be that easy for the market to actually break above this particular level and turning it into support by going to the upside. It's still a resistance level, because as you can see, we rejected when we reached that level for 5 times. So that says a lot about how strong that level really is. Now moving forward into what is support. So as you can literally see over here, When the market reaches this level, it actually rejected. So it rejected for the first time, rejected for the second time, for the third time, and then it finally broke it here. Then it respected it again over and over and over again. So as you can see now on the current market price, we will see whether the market is going to break the support, turn it into resistance by testing it for the last time, and actually going to the downside ultimately. So as you can see, this is a strong support level because the market rejected here for the first time. The buyers came in and pushed the price to the upside. And then the buyers came in again here, but it was short-lived. And then again, and then it finally now broke it. And then it turned into resistance now, and then it started respecting it now over and over and over again. So this is, in a nutshell, what is support and resistance. The market reaches a certain level, and then if it reaches it now at the highest point, that is what is called the resistance. That is where we start looking for selling opportunities. And sometimes we use trend lines and combine all of that together to help us find entries or opportunities in the market to buy or sell. And then as you can see on the bottom, the market is failing to break below. As a result, that is what is now called support, because every time when we reach that level, the market changes direction and actually goes to the upside. And one last thing, guys, remember I said that sometimes what is important is how the market is approaching your level of support or resistance. For example, if you have a resistance, right, like this, and then the market is approaching this particular level in a corrective manner, then the more chances that the market is going to go to the downside. And then a pure example of that, as you can see, the market was impulsing to the downside, and then it moved correctively to this strong resistance, and then ultimately went to the downside, right? And then it's the same when it comes to support. If you have a support level and then the market is approaching it in a corrective manner, then the more chances that the market is going to the upside. Because as you can see, we did not yet know that there was support, which is on this black line, but the market approached that level in a corrective manner. As a result, it started changing direction and went to the upside. So this is what is happening. You must also identify how is your level of support or resistance is being approached. And if it's approached now in an impulsive manner, then the more chances that the market is going to break it, retest, and continue to the upside. And then if you have a support level and then the market is approaching it in an impulsive manner, then the more chances that it's going to break it, give us a retest, and then go to the downside. Right. So I hope I explained everything clearly. This was just to show you what is support and resistance and how you can use it along with trend lines, candlesticks, and many more, so that you can actually be able to find entries in the market and actually make good trading decisions. So I think I'll end the video here for today, and then I'll continue where I left off from the next video. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed and liked this video, please do me a favor to subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below. I will most definitely see you on the next video.